Hi, Connie. This is your general reading, order 4653. So, I have my computer here. That's where I'm getting your energy from. I'm going to pause in between shuffling decks, unless something's coming to me. Every card reader is a little bit different. How I tend to work with my cards is it kind of goes past, present, future as they're coming out, but the future is not set in stone. As soon as you start making decisions, then things will change, and it's your life, it's however you wish to live it. Just let me know how this resonates with you, just to make sure that I got the correct energy. Your intuitive order is already on its way. It's actually waiting to get picked up, just as a heads up. I would watch this by yourself as well, and then if you would like to share it with another, then you're more than welcome to. You can rewatch this as many times as you want. You can pause it, come back to it, whatever you wish to do, okay? But again, I would recommend to watch it by yourself first. Family is really important to you, because I'll go over that in a second, but I just feel like you're kind of like a mama bear, which is a good thing. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. I feel like this is kind of new to you as well, like most of this stuff. So the first card that jumps out at me, or the first card that came out for me, kind of sets the tone of the reading. And yours is self-care, okay? So it's like self-care and energy. So I feel like you are trying to work on your self-care and your self-love and your self-appreciation and those sorts of feelings with this card. But sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming with it. So keep working on that. It's always important to do self-care. I should take my own advice. So it's always important to do self-care and kind of do those things just for you and have your you time, okay? And again, family, very, very important. Home, those sorts of things. There's some sort of storm that happened that kind of disrupted some of this in the past. I don't know what it was, but all storms come in all shapes and forms. There's like the really gentle spring rain kind of storm, and then there's like the raging hurricane or tornado storm. This one was kind of more on the wilder side of things, and it kind of was very maybe even unexpected and kind of upheavaled a lot of things, and you wanted to take control back because of this. So you kind of developed a plan to get this back under control. And then we have the freedom and leap card and opportunity. So once things started getting back under control, and you got up here back in tune with things, you started taking those leaps and bounds and moving forward and feeling like you are yourself again. And again, we're circling back to the self-care. You are starting to go back to your self-care and working on that. You're still having concerns though about how you're projecting onto others, or how you are, what you're saying to other individuals. And sometimes you really don't really like how you're looking in the mirror, I think, because of the reflection and the mirror is cracked. So this could be one of two things. This could be you're not happy with how you physically look, or it can be that you just feel kind of icky and not really sure where you kind of belong yet. So I think that is a little bit of both, because you're still trying to figure out exactly where the end is and where the end is for you. Like, where to go kind of deal. Okay. So once you kind of figure out exactly where you kind of fit in, then I think you're going to have, again, a lot of those leaps and bounds and kind of like growth movements. So because change and courage is coming out too. Okay. Notice the bags, notice how it's a little darker, and notice the railway tracks. Okay. So you got to kind of go in one direction, pick a direction, because I feel like you're stuck right now. You're kind of stuck. And you can stay there for like days, weeks, or months. It's one of those things where once you figure out exactly where you're headed, and once you make that decision, don't look back. Okay. That's what this is kind of saying. Don't look back. Because once you make that decision, then it is gonna move your life. Like, it is gonna change your life. It could be for the better, it could be for the worse. You gotta take that leap. You gotta have that faith in yourself that you have this, that you got this under control. Integration and union came out next. So I feel like there is somebody that is either in your life or coming into your life that is going to be very, very important to you. Soulmate possibly going on, that you're going to lean heavily on. Okay. But this individual, soulmates come in all shapes and forms. Okay. So there's like romantic soulmates, there's friend soulmates, there's family soulmates, there's pet soulmates, those sorts of things. So I think that this is a person though. I don't feel like it could be an animal as well, because the bird in the trees is really sticking out to me too. I think that you already have one of these soulmates, like either the person or the animal, not necessarily a bird. For some reason, I want to say a cat. I don't know why. That's kind of random, but not really. So I don't know. But these are going to be very, very important to you, to kind of help you stay on your path to where you need to go. Third eye and clarity. I think you have abilities, and you know you have abilities, but you don't want to admit you have abilities. Because of this. Because of all of this. The ups and downs, the storms, the self-care, trying to look after yourself. I think you're an empath. So there's a difference between an empath and empathetic. So an empath is when you are actually physically taking on another person's emotions. So they're not your own. That's what I am. Okay. Being empathetic is there's somebody that's upset and you sympathize with them, but it is not their emotions that you are taking on. They are your own. You take on their emotions if you are near them. Okay? I'm getting huge goosebumps right now. So I think that you have other abilities as well. I think that you dream quite a bit with this going on too. And you tend to remember your dreams for the most part, but you just kind of brush them off. Like, oh, everybody dreams. You're a little bit different though because of how you dream. Because those are messages from your spirit team trying to help you with your empathic abilities. Okay? Just as a heads up. So I think that you're going to gain clarity on all of this once you really start looking into what an empath is and identifying as an empath. Try doing the bubble method. I naturally bubble now. So basically what the bubble method is basically when you're out into public and you are around other individuals or in a space that you're not familiar with, you naturally throw up a shield around you so that nothing emotion-wise can affect you outside that shield. If they break the shield, then it can affect you. So try and practice that. Visualize a bubble around you. It's going to take practice. Don't go too close at first. Try a little bit farther away and then shrink it as you get better at it. Okay. I naturally let down my bubble when I'm around people that I'm comfortable with. When I am doing stuff like this, or when I am out in, like again, here, like in my house, I naturally let it down. But if I'm out in public or in an environment that I'm not familiar with, then I throw up my shield. So try and figure out how to best work it for you. And then I feel like you're going to feel a lot whole, like more whole and more complete, and that you know that this is the right change for you in the right direction. Interesting. The bottom of the deck is Ace, Earth sign. Okay. Oh, and then growth in summer. Okay, so I have a feeling that this summer, since this is on the bottom, this summer is going to be a huge growth period for you. Not only in this aspect, like spiritual aspect, but also just in like your life. You're going to have a huge growth period and a huge like aha moment period too. So earth sign, it can read one of two ways. Ace is about new beginnings, newfound hope, and those sorts of things, and kind of resetting things, okay, depending on what ace there is. Now, earth, you could have earth in your chart, but I think that this is about grounding. For some reason, I feel like you're a water sign or you have a lot of water in your chart. when I say in your chart, I mean like either your sun, moon, or rising, or multiple of those, or your other house or your other planets. So anyway, Earth signs are naturally grounded. I feel like you need to find an Earth buddy that's going to help you ground a little bit more, or you need to figure out how to ground as well. So I think you're already kind of doing grounding with the self-care, but it's not quite enough. So try and buddy up if you have somebody that's an earth sign. Again, they'll try and ground you a little bit more so that you're not so kind of all over the place. Let me grab another deck. One sec. As I'm shuffling this deck, it's a different one. I keep seeing the storm card, so it'll be very interesting if it actually comes out when I shuffle. Normally, the reason why I do multiple decks is so that I kind of see patterns within the cards, but they're different decks. So if they're patterning, then that means that I'm on the right track. So that's the main reason why I do a few decks, but we'll see what comes out. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, not surprised that card came out. Okay. I feel like you've been interested in this stuff for a while. That was me. For a while, but now you just feel like it's the right time to kind of just dive in kind of deal. That was me too. I need to figure out how to shuffle, apparently. Just kidding. Do you tend to know things before they happen? Like you have an indication of what's going to happen in the outcome? I have a feeling that that's one of your dream things too. That happens with you. Okay. I'm surprised the storm card didn't come out. Anyway, I kept seeing it. So the first cards that came out was Balance and then Empress in reverse. So I feel like the whole balance is about like mindfulness, being mindful of others, being mindful of yourself, and also having that balance within you. Empress can be about like your feminine energy. Everybody has masculine energy, everybody has feminine energy, and they're not in equal balance. So with the Empress being in reverse, I feel like you're kind of in defensive mode at some point, maybe even just now, especially with the balance that came out with it. So feminine energy is about like nurturing, motherly, loving, care, those sorts of things. Masculine is more like rugged, rough, and tough, and that's kind of how I describe it. There's more to it than that. But I feel like your masculine side has kind of come out a little bit more recently because of these cards, because you've had to kind of step up and make those decisions and kind of be not only loving and those sorts of things, like wearing your heart on your sleeve and that sort of stuff, but also like you are an empress energy, but you tend to be mama bear when things need to happen. So mama bear comes out, that's your masculine side. Okay. So if something spontaneous happened, I think that might be part of your storm. So it's like surprise, unexpected. There's like some sort of intervention that you felt that made this happen. Chaser came out, and then shortly after that, Ascend came out. So this is about you trying to figure out exactly what happened, and you're wanting to know what's going on and where to go from here. Okay? Because the Ascended is about like, everybody has an ego. Everybody has an inner child. So I think that your ego is ruling your inner child. You need to bring some fun back into things, okay? And this Ascended is about like, again, raising up, going on the direction that you need to go in. So it's like increased frequency, increased vibes, trauma healing. It's also about like having that ego death. So pushing that ego aside a little bit and having your inner child come out a little bit more too. Wind, go with the flow, dude. Okay? Just go with the flow. Feathers. Have you been seeing feathers? I know it's like winter, but have you been seeing some feathers around lately? Because I think that you've been seeing white feathers for some reason. Those are signs from your angels too, from your guides. Value. You tend to see the value in everything around you, and you're appreciative of what you have. your individuals that are around you in your life, as well as your materialistic things. So you are very proud and successful, and you're very appreciative of what you have, and you value your self-worth. Again, going back to the self-care card, okay? But some things are kind of hazy, again, because you kind of still don't feel like you fit in quite a bit. So you're kind of confused. You might be anxious at some points. It's almost like you can't really see clearly because there's a fog around you. You got to lift that fog somehow, okay? Start listening to your dreams, okay? Start listening to your dreams. So actively listening and actively seeing what's actually going on in your dreams and keeping a dream journal. If you're keeping a dream journal, see if there's any repeating patterns. So where were you? Who were you with? What was in the dream? What were you doing? Were you seeing it from like your eyes, or were you seeing it from someone else's eyes from above? Those sorts of things can matter. I am not a dream interpreter, but those are the things that I kind of watch out for and research if there's things that are repeating. So again, you could just kind of have to gain a new perspective on something going on too, because that can be part of this all ears card as well. Now, runner came out and then inhibited. So we got the chaser and we got the runner. So this is a balance thing as well, all right? Because we got the chaser and the runner, okay? Balancing thing. We got transcendence, which is a balancing thing from the previous deck. So again, balance is kind of huge with you. You don't like things out of order. You like it like this way, this is my way kind of deal. Like you're not forthcoming about it, but you're like, it kind of irks you on the inside, you know, like it's one of those things. So the whole runner is about you just need to let go and let like that growth period happen. Okay, so having that need growth period. Okay, inhibited, this is kind of how you feel for some parts when you're alone. So you're a little bit reserved, you're holding back a little bit because you're not really too sure where this is going to take you if you go down this path. How do you know what's going to happen if you don't do it? Okay, if you give it a chance, at least you've given it a chance. Okay, so you're stuck in the woulda, the coulda, the shouldas, the oh my gosh, the worst case scenarios if something was to happen leading down this pathway. But what if it actually works? What if it's something that you really need to do and something that you are meant to do? Okay, now what did I say about fun? Bottom of the deck, fun. You need to bring the fun back in. Okay, relax, have a deep breath. Go back to, again, things that you want to do, that self-care. Treat yourself. Do a little getaway. Even if it's just kind of a few hours by yourself, I think that is really going to benefit you. Okay, so I know that this was only 2 decks, but I feel like, yeah, we're going to do this deck real quick. I'm going to actually not pause it because, sorry, I know that I said that I was going to pause it. You can like fast forward this if you want. But yeah, I just really feel like you're on to something, but you're not sure about it. So you have to be the one to make the leap. You have to be the one that's comfortable doing it. You have to be the one that is the one that is in charge of your life, okay? So I think you're holding yourself back because you're worried about what others are going to think of you for some reason. If you do this one thing, you know what I mean? Like that's just kind of how I feel. Let's see what comes out in this one. But yeah, I just, you gotta have that leap of faith. I did. Look what happened to me. I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah. I think you're going to be getting a lot of clarity soon about things. Ah! Okay. So, Spiritual Awakening is the first card, man. So, you're going to be gaining clarity on this whole situation at some point in time soon, I think. Cards don't go by our timeline, though, okay? So, you are going to have that clarity. Those aha moments are going to come. And once you have and set down that divine pathway that you're meant to go on, there might be some little redirections. So some little hiccups along the way to get you back on your right pathway. But you're going to have some denial about this, okay? So you are going to be like doing everything possible to avoid this spiritual awakening, okay? So it's going to happen whether you like it or not, apparently. Sorry about your luck. It's not a bad thing. It basically raises your vibrations and helps you bring in what you are meant to have, okay? So you're in separation with yourself. So your subconscious is like, let's go, you're ready. Whereas your conscious is like, I'm not sure, I don't know where to go from here. So there's that distance going on and there's no communication with those two. They both have to kind of be on the same page in order for you to have this spiritual awakening. You can go through multiple spiritual awakenings in a lifetime, even within a year. It just kind of depends. Reiterating the first decks, okay? We got soulmate, true love. We're not going there again because I've already talked about it. Now, this revenge card is not about actual taking revenge. This is about you're concerned about if you were to go down the pathway that you're wanting to go down, or you're curious about, you're concerned if there's going to be some retaliation or some payback or some backfiring going on to kind of punish you for doing what you're going to be doing. According to this is kind of what your spirit team kind of wants you to do, but you have to be the one that makes the leap. Only you can do it, okay? So if you think that way, like attracts like. Okay, so stay positive. Positive is going to come in. Negative is going to come in. Okay, because I really feel like this is where you're going. Okay, because of all the other stuff that's coming out. Okay, in the decks. So again, it's up to you. You're just worried. You're just very worried. It can go one of two ways. This is the bottom of the deck, so we can be ghosted or we can have new moon. Okay, so the ghosted is about like just cut off, no warning, kind of like, again, kind of misty and can't see clearly. So you can stay in the state that you're in. Or you can have the new moon, which is like manifesting new cycles. It's all about intentions. It's all about the way of thinking and letting go of the things that no longer serve you to the highest good. So it's up to you what pathway you want to go. Right now, it's kind of 50-50 because you're very, very curious about all of this and what to do, but you're really concerned about it at the same time. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has helped clear up some things, but I really feel like you're very overwhelmed, very stressed, just in life in general with everything going on. You have a lot of chaotic thoughts going on, some like chaotic mind running over and over and over again. You kind of just have to, like, again, take a breath and kind of look at things for how they actually are. So I hope this has helped. I really hope that you re-listen to this a few times to have it kind of sink in. Let me know how it resonates with you too. But again, maybe re-listen to it, rewatch it in a couple months from now and see how it resonates then as well as now. Because I have a feeling that it's going to hit a little bit harder in a couple months from now. So thank you again for trusting me. Thank you for all the support. You're amazing. And I hope you continue to support me. And again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. See ya.